rise and shine, get up and go. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of coffee or hot cocoa. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of Java or espresso. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Tina Valentina is the host, you see. She's as classy as she can be. Grab a cup of coffee or espresso with the Long Island Breakfast Club show. I say rise and shine, get up and go. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of coffee or espresso with the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Another cup of Java or espresso. Another cup of coffee or hot cocoa. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Thursday. I think it's clearing. I see the sun is coming out a little bit, so we're very happy. We have a great crew today. As you can see, we have one handsome man on the end and all these beautiful women.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve. So we are being honored today with some of the people from the Long Island Opera. And first, I'd like to start with the director. Okay. And she is wonderful, Isabella Eredita, and she's wonderful. And we have one of our operetta singers, Kimberly Iannuzzi. She's going to sing a little tune for us. We also have Steve Lohlein, who is an announcer to die for and quite the handsome dresser. Oh. And Bernadette Beaudreau, who I know for years as well, who was in the opera for many, many, many years. And now she's sort of in it, out of it, doing other things. She's a piano player and just becoming very popular. And then we have this wonderful lady in red. And her name is Judy Marlowe. And Judy is been in the industry of promotions, PR, all kinds of things with organizations, the telethon, the Rosemary Language of Love telethon. That sounds interesting.
Yes.
Can't wait to hear about that. And also the Luck TV show. Luck TV show.
Renee Marie.
Stroke of Luck. So we have quite an audience today. And everybody looks beautiful because it's Christmas, right? So who doesn't have a necklace today? I think we'll give one to Steve. There you go, Steve.
Color
and
me up.
I think you need one because you need some red.
I need green. There you go.
So the first thing we do, of course, is we drink. So I'm going to give you all a sip. Does everybody want a little wine?
Of course.
Yes? No?
Of course.
All right, you don't? Okay, here, Isabella, that's for you. And you give the others over there. And thanks to Susan today, we have this beautiful white sangria wine.
Do you have?
And look at the pretty bottle it comes in. I'm going to show you in a minute. Gorgeous, pretty bottle. And it's the Capriccio white sangria. So thank you for Susan for bringing it. And actually, you could use the bottle as a decor with a nice white flower and red flower. So thank you all for coming. And I'd like to say thank you. The operettas have a big night coming tomorrow night. And we're going to talk about that and a lot of other things.
Cheers.
But before I forget to tell you, the man that is sponsoring this show today as well is a wonderful man. And his name is Claudio. And he owns the new restaurant called Mia's of Valley Stream. And we'll be showing some clips. And he is terrific, and it is a great place to go. They have happy hour. They have all types of Italian food, appetizers, and now they're open for lunch. And if you get takeout, 15% off. So it's a great place to go.
They have live music?
Live music every night on the weekends. And so we're probably going to set up a little Breakfast Club dinner. You'll all be invited if you want to join us. 3 courses for $35.95.
Wow.
With dessert. And he's quite a nice man, and he used to own a Portuguese restaurant, and now he's bringing this into Long Island. It is National Poinsettia Day. It is National Gingerbread House Day. And it is National Dingling Day. Where that came from, I don't know.
Where's the bell?
That's what I was going to say.
But the second Sunday, which you probably know this, of this month is called World Choral Day.
Oh,
So that's for the singers, right?
right. I know there's Opera Day on October 25th, but World Choral. Okay.
So we're going to talk more about everything else, but I want to start with Isabella.
Okay.
So what's happening tomorrow?
There's too much happening these days. Too much happening. But yes, tomorrow is one of our opera nights. It's always the second Friday of the month. We're going to be in Northport at the United Methodist Church on Main Street, Northport. And Kimberly's going to be singing. We do have a roster. This is from last month's program, but it's a program similar to this, where we have approximately 7-8 singers. They each sing an aria.
Which is so nice because when I go, I don't really know too much about opera. But this wonderful Steve tells you what it's about in English.
Give them
And
all the
then-
story.
Yeah, then they sing it, which I find, very
That's
enjoyable.
a very good idea.
So
So they
that's-
understand it's a different language. It's a story told with music, and the audience is benefiting from the fact that now they understand what we're singing about
That's right.
and what the story is about.
And the church is beautiful. It's really beautiful.
And Steve keeps it very entertaining. He tells you everything about the opera, but he gives you a lot of little snippets in between.
It is.
Great.
It is.
Absolutely
If
great.
you don't know much, it's really a great thing. I remember the first time I went, I'm like, I'm not going to understand a thing, but I did, thanks to Steve. Plus, he has all these great outfits that he wears. Yes, he does.
If nothing
Great
else, you can come
clothes.
to see Steve how he looks. He
Yes.
always looks beautiful.
You
He
have
does.
all made me feel very comfortable right now.
Well,
Thank you very much, and I
he's
hope
the
you all
man.
join us.
He's the man, for sure. So we're very happy about it. But you also have something different this year, which is called arias. So if someone has a need, they want to hear something. Let's talk about that.
Right, okay, well, this is really a fundraiser because, it's very hard for us in the arts. But maybe I think I would like Steve to talk a little bit about it because I know you have the notice on the arias for sale, or for donation.
We just started a program called Arias for Sale, and many people that are coming to our concerts, they know a lot of the well-known opera arias, but they're coming to hear them live. So what we decided to do was, in order to raise funds, it's arias for sale. So they can request from our singers. They'd say, "I'd like to hear Un Bel Dì from Madame Butterfly," and they offer a donation, and we arrange for that aria to be sung on the program. And we alert them prior to say, well, we're doing this for you. Thank you so much. They're listed in the program and their names are announced. And
nice.
they get to hear their choice of aria on the program on the night of the concert.
And I think that's great. I mean, people probably will love that to give it as a Christmas gift to somebody.
Exactly.
Definitely.
And
Holiday
they could actually,
gifts,
Yeah,
yes.
they could come and see it next year. It doesn't have to be done at that night, right?
Right, well, it's for a future opera night. And it's very eco-friendly, right? We're not using up materials. We're actually giving the beauty of music.
It is.
Can they also request duets or trios and stuff? Or
Yes,
just
they
arias?
can. Yes, they can request duets, trios,
Great.
sextets, quintet, you name it, we can do it. Give us the time, we'll put it together for you.
And what a nice gift that would be for somebody's birthday.
Perfect. It's a
And
great
it
thing.
could be a surprise. They wouldn't even know
Very
till they're in the audience and they look at the program.
Right.
I mean, that's a great gift.
And we'll be glad to let them stand up and take a bow and
Absolutely.
sing happy birthday to them even.
That is a great.
That's a good idea.
Giving them
Yes.
recognition.
Well, you know
Yes,
what?
Yes.
exactly.
Church
I like it.
actually did a 50-50, but it's not allowed. It's considered gambling.
Yeah, they took that away from
So
them.
we had to be creative in terms of how we going to raise funds.
I think
As a
this-
not-for-profit.
What you need to do, because I always tell you what to do.
Okay.
See this? You
Yes.
need to make it pretty now. Colorful. For the spring.
Okay.
For next year. So you can sell
Flowers.
just this.
Right.
and we could market it like forget about it.
So far, we've had 9 requests.
That's
And
great.
We've had many from Puccini and request of the Queen of the Night. We're waiting for that. We're waiting for a soprano to sing that.
That's great.
But I think what's most exciting, though, is that we've really brought together a community of opera
you have,
lovers.
and it's really fun.
And I think about my father, who had this great love and joy for music. And back a number of years ago, he went to the Island Opera Company, Island Lyric, and he followed this group. It was an opera group on Long Island. Wherever the libraries they were performing, he was there. He was in the front row. And it was later I came to find out the director of the Island Lyric Opera Company was Bernadette's husband, and Bernadette.
Small world.
And who sang in the company was
Bernadette.
Stephen.
The both of
And
them.
this is, I had no knowing that this was
So
happening.
Bernadette and I have quite a history.
Yes.
Gee, you guys look pretty young.
And so fast forward, here, the way Stephen came into our company, I'd say about 2 years now he's been our MC, and Bernadette is there in the front row.
Always looking
and
dashing.
And with her, she's quite, she just knows the music so well and makes suggestions and critiques, and we
Yeah,
just
she is
love
great.
that so much.
I know, and I see her for coffee every now and then in my little diner, and we catch up with her daughter. So it's really nice to have you guys as our friends, fans, neighbors. So your website, where do people go to check it out and make a donation if they'd like?
Well, they go to operanight.org, and that will bring you to our, the website. You'll see our upcoming concert. If you get on our newsletter list, then you'll actually receive the program that you're going to.
So if you want to be on the newsletter, you just send an email
Yeah.
to Isabella or myself, and we will get it to them to go in the letter. But I think we have a treat because we're going to get a little sample from our friend here who's going to leave us soon because she has another thing to go to. So there's your gift in advance.
That's very sweet.
Little snowman.
So what's
That's
special
adorable.
about Kimberly is she
Yes.
is one of the original sopranos when the Opera Night organization started. And we're completing our 20th year celebration.
Yes.
And
some
Kimberly
deal.
sings regularly with the organization. She's also a composer. She sings for the Douglaston Community Church. So
That's
we're
terrific.
just so
You have to
thrilled.
connect me to
mention-
the Douglaston Mothers Club. I want to go there and do my
Oh.
books. Do you know anyone?
There's a mother's club there, yeah.
Yeah,
I
and a
think-
women's club.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if
There's
you
a
can
women-
connect me, that'd be great.
Okay.
Did you mention about the children's chorus that's going to be singing?
Yes, there'll be
This is
6
tomorrow.
children
So
singing
you want to
tomorrow.
promote your book to various organizations?
Oh, yeah, I need that. But
Oh,
I'll talk to you
you're,
about that.
oh,
later.
definitely.
So let's hear it. I know you're going to look beautiful.
Commend
you always-
performance.
Let's go.
You always look gorgeous
Anybody
when
want
we
to
come.
sing Jingle Bells, Silver Bells? Okay, here we go. Silver bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day.
Beautiful.
That was absolutely fantastic.
So what is
So
your
come to
favorite?
Opera Night.
Yeah, what is your favorite song to sing?
You know, I don't know if I have a favorite. I have favorite composers. I'm a big Puccini fan. I do like Mozart as well. But I'm trying to think of a particular song or a particular aria. Quando me vo from La Bohème. I do-
Beldi
Yes,
from.
but I don't sing that. But
But
yes,
it's a beautiful
It is
aria,
beautiful.
and it's a Puccini.
it is. It is. So I have a variety that I enjoy
Susanna,
singing.
right?
At
Susanna
what age did
Pedro.
you start singing?
Oh, I started singing when I was in elementary school.
That long
But I
ago.
didn't start
wow.
taking lessons privately until I was about 18,
Uh-huh.
and then went and studied voice.
And it
That's
just grew and grew, and
Yeah,
yeah, that's terrific.
It was,
and now you still love it.
I still love it, and I like to share it with other people, and I like to work with people who love to do it as well.
Now, are you a Long Islander? You live on Long
I
Island?
do. I
Okay.
came from East Northport.
Oh, love it there.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
That's where I grew up.
You're a
I went
neighbor of
Northport High
ours.
School. Isabella went
You
to
should
Northport
go
High
to
School.
you should go to the show tomorrow
Did you
night.
go to Northport High School?
No, I
You
didn't.
That's right.
No.
Okay. So I grew up in East Northport, and now I live in Nassau County. I'm in Hassett.
Oh, it's even nice over there.
So
I worked in,
nice.
in Manhasset for a long time.
Did you?
Yeah, on
Where'd
the
you
big
work?
glass building on Northern Boulevard. It was
Oh,
called
yes.
CMP Media.
Oh,
I was there
okay.
for 20 years. It was great.
Do you know Stephanie Iannuzzi?
Yes.
She's my sister-in-law.
You're
Oh my
kidding.
God.
What a small
She's
world.
not there anymore, right?
She's not there.
They had a daycare there for every parent
Yes.
that had a kid.
Wonderful.
They provided daycare.
They did.
So I was a boss, and what happened was when the people that worked for me, kids got sick, they used to bring the baby up to the office. But that was the kind of company it was. And I used to get annoyed because I didn't have a baby, so I couldn't
Right.
do that. But it was a great company. I loved it there.
I've heard very
we
good
used
things.
to shop over in Macy's and go to the North.
And go to lunch on Plandome Road.
Yeah, there was
Yes.
a pasta place, and it was by the town of the town where the buildings are
Was
for
it
the
Villa
town.
Milano?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that you lived there. You live
Yeah,
there now, which
I
is
do live there
is
now.
really nice.
Yeah. It's
Very
very
good.
nice. It's lovely. We've been there since 1998.
So what's your favorite part of this that you do? Because
My favorite part of
is it the events? Is it, the learning curve?
I
Is it?
think what it's like, I like to provide opportunities.
That's her
Opportunities.
word.
That's a buzzword. I like that.
That's her buzzword.
I'm teasing him because he uses it, and it's a very fun word.
It is.
But it's for younger singers that come in and are coming out of conservatories, and I think it's a wonderful platform that they know that they could sing once a month, at least once a month, and possibly even more times a month. So if they're preparing for a major audition, they just know that they'll have that
Opportunity.
to sing their aria multiple times before they actually go and audition. So I think
very
it's
nice.
it's just invaluable. It's
Do you
really a
find
wonderful
that
thing.
today's young students are interested, or do you have to pull them out of those schools where they learn the voice and all that?
I think that most of them are coming out of music schools and
Yeah.
conservatories. There are students that study at a university that's not a music
Mm-hmm.
university or music school that get a good teacher and they could do just fine. So we've seen singers come out of programs like that as well. But I think it's about the commitment and the dedication to the art form
Mm-hmm.
more than anything else, and getting a good teacher and
Definitely.
really
Well, it all depends on who's,
Trying your
you're learning from
best.
the best of the best,
Yeah.
or, someone that really, like Bernadette, that did it her whole life, so these young people might learn from her, and you as the director of so many different things that you're doing now. You're quite the busy lady. But on, Steve, on a class of, girls versus boys, men versus women, are there more women that do the opera or men, or is it a mix?
That's a very interesting question because the men want to do more.
They do.
It's just that there's not enough of them to get around. We have many, I'm not belittling anyone, but we have many sopranos, we have many mezzo-sopranos. Then we come to the tenors, and of course tenors are a few and far between.
They're hard to get.
Hard to find.
Really?
And baritones and basses, we also, of course, we're very happy to have anybody that's coming. But baritones and basses are easier to find. The thing is, the youth today they're schooled very well, and it's very exciting to watch them and to see them grow in the community and grow with, let's say, with Opera Night. Giving them a platform like what we're providing is a great opportunity.
It is.
So in answer to your question, how many people come to us, we really have to reach out and say, this is for you, this is what you should be doing right now.
So you mentor a lot of them.
We mentor a lot of them, and they're very grateful for that.
And
But
as far
again,
as-
sopranos are, they're very popular.
Right.
Tenors are a little more rare. How's that?
So Bernadette, are you what? Bernadette, what's your type?
What do you mean?
Oh,
Are you
he's
soprano?
I was a lyric
The prima donna. She
a
was the
prima donna. Of course, that's why she has that gorgeous vest on. She was a prima donna. definitely nice.
Of course. What
That's
else?
great.
Yeah, that was long ago. That's not anymore. Now I'm on the board of directors of Opera Night, and I'm very happy to be involved with Isabella and Steve, and it's just
It keeps you going when
It's
you leave
wonderful.
something.
It
It's
keeps-
better to keep involved on some form of, and
That's
it's more
true.
fun because there's no stress because you're just kind of watching it all and
That's
giving your
right.
opinion.
enjoying it. And yeah, I don't know if they like my opinion all the time because I really tell it like it is.
We appreciate your
we
opinion.
You have a good
Your
reputation.
opinion counts.
And I know that, so don't worry about it because I always check up on everybody's reputation. You got a good one.
Yeah, and it is a win-win because the singers are very happy to be there. The audience couldn't be happier
Yeah.
and growing, which is great. And so we're all
Yeah, and
having
if
good
you're a
time.
special guest, you get flowers too, because I do when I go. So it's quite nice. I love it.
I got beautiful flowers the last time I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Steve fixed them, and they were absolutely gorgeous, and it was a big surprise.
Well,
Thank you to
if
them.
you
Oh,
watch
you're very
Facebook,
welcome.
you'll notice that Steve has a home to die for.
Oh,
And
Where?
his color coordination
Where
of
is it?
his
In Northport.
plates and his dinners.
Oh, I've got to come and see.
Oh my God, it's
And the
beautiful.
dinners he puts on and all the colors. I'm like, I want to go.
Thank
I
you
want
very
invited.
much.
I want to go for that dinner. Really, it's beautiful.
I
Let
appreciate
us
your
come for a
thought.
tour.
Well, we've been on the garden tour, and that was quite an experience because all of a sudden there were thousands of people in your
Oh my
backyard
God.
taking pictures. So we put that to rest for a bit. However, it's fun, and it's
Well, what
great
is
to
the
be able to
garden
put it all
tour? You
together.
have people over? Is that it?
Yeah, Northport, the garden community does set up tours of different houses
Oh,
I
in
have
Northport.
heard of that.
And then people sign up and they come and you say, well, welcome, and you provide them with water and they walk around your garden and meditate, take pictures. And then at the end of the day, you're judged, meaning
Oh, so
they'll
they
say
don't
who
bring
had
you
the
gifts
nicest.
or anything?
No, no
Food or
gifts.
anything?
No,
And
no
you have the
food.
gazebo.
And we have
Oh
the
my
we have the
God, it's a
gazebo in the
gorgeous gazebo.
pavilion, yeah.
Well,
so
that's
it,
very nice.
it makes
Well,
a difference.
Put us on the list, Susan. We're going.
Susan, you want to
They
come?
do it each year. They do it each year.
Elwood Road.
Oh, sure, sure.
That's different. I
Do you
never
get
heard
a
of the
little
garden
prize?
tour.
I have heard
Generally,
of it.
if you come in first, second, or third, you'll get a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Yes.
But see, if I came, I'd bring you food. Definitely. That's what Italians
We
do.
bring you champagne.
Well, and we'll take that, so you're invited. How's that?
And I'm only a few minutes away.
We're having our Christmas party here on Monday, the day before Christmas. Everybody's invited. A short little, we're going to have a show, but it's crazy. Everybody comes up to the stage, so it's a little nutty. And then we provide light snacks, and it's very nice. We take pictures. And Santa's coming this year.
Oh,
Well,
my.
we have a lady and a man coming this year. I just found out.
Oh, I saw the photo.
We have a sexy Santa coming, which I didn't realize because she sent me her picture, and she said, and I saw it. I'm like, oh, okay. And then we have a nice old Santa coming, so it should be an interesting.
Is she Mrs. Claus?
Yeah, I don't think so. She has her own set of, I think,
Is she
Mr. Clauses.
Is she Mistress?
Yeah,
Claus?
something like that. she's actually an actress, so when she sent me the
Okay.
pictures today, I was like, okay. She goes, I won't, because I said, send me a beautiful picture of you. She said, no, I will send you my Santa picture. I said, okay. And then I saw what she meant.
Does she sing Santa Baby?
Probably.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
I
I
love that song.
thought.
So the party will be nice. Everybody's invited. You have to be here by 2:30, 2:45. And then we're going to have a show, and then we're off till next year.
Very nice.
So
When do you begin again in next year?
The Thursday after New Year's.
Right. Oh.
So
So what is your book all about?
my book, everybody knows. My book's all about what happens to women when they're 50, fired, intelligent, and made good money. And they get cut
and
off.
and what they do and how they.
And how you change at 50 to 100 when you lose something and something goes bad, and how you grow and get better. And there were 97 women in my book, 3 men, and they all wrote their own book now.
Wow.
And that's what we do in the club. We help everybody with anything. You could be a professional, a doctor, a lawyer.
I might
You could love
ask you for
birds.
advice because I'm
And-
going to write a book.
Yeah, and I also coach people a lot, and kids, now kids too. So we need to hear from this lovely lady in red, who I met her about a year ago on the phone through Facebook. And I'd like you to talk about all the things. I mean, I see that you were in all kinds of PR. all kinds of organizations, public relations, Rotary, global missions,
Yes, I did.
volunteering, which is my key word on everything I do. And you were in the Senior America pageant.
Yes, I was. I jazz danced to the music from Chicago.
That had to be great.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. But it was during a period of time when all singers were winning. But
Oh.
it's a great sisterhood of women.
Yes, I know a lot
And
of them.
I definitely recommend it.
Yeah,
New York Senior America.
Yeah, we know a few of them. We went to their last luncheon, and we believe in it. And two of the people from my breakfast club won once. And they
Oh.
wrote a book about it. I forgot her name because we're around for 13 years, you know. One of the ladies, and then another one, she was running and she won. That was the comedian, the blonde
Oh.
lady.
Oh, wait a second.
I forgot her name.
Blonde.
So, how did you like being in the pageant?
Well, I like to try different things. And one day I opened the paper and I saw there was going to be auditions for a pageant for women 60 and above. And I said, I'm going to give it a try. And I took jazz dance lessons.
I think it's
And
great.
I wore a red flapper dress.
Whoa!
Because I believe I lived once in the 1920s.
You do.
Yes, I think I went
a
out
different
with
life?
the wrong crowd and came back.
To make up for it.
Yes.
That's pretty good. I like that.
And I totally identify with that period of time.
Really? I'd
Yes.
like to see that picture one day.
Yes, and I have about 6 different flapper dresses in all different colors.
So whenever you get invited to one of these parties, you don't even have to go shopping.
I got them. But I started out in public affairs. Same as public relations, but they were calling it public affairs. I was very young, and I worked too fast. And I ended up with 5 bosses. When the 5th one arrived, I went straight to human resources and said, not working for 5 people. I don't care how much money you give me, I am not working for 5 people, I'm leaving. And she said, no, you're not. She said, I'll switch you to sales promotion. I said, I don't know anything about that. She said, well, I've got the right boss for you. She switched me over, and he taught me sales promotion, sales, marketing, and advertising. And he said to me the first week, you are going to be in charge of all contractor clinics across the United States and homeowner remodeling nights. I said, I don't know anything about that. He said, well, I'm going to teach you, and you're going to be in charge of it. And I did it, and I was getting a lot of letters from all over the United States. And he said, keep those letters. 1 copy goes to Human Resources. You're going to be worth a lot of money one of these days. And when the company moved out of town, I went to an employment agency, and they said, you are not going anywhere. You've got this whole mix of background, and we need you right here. They started me in office staffing, then they moved me to manager, and then they moved me to accounting and finance, where I was dealing with high levels like CEOs and that kind of thing.
That's
And I
great.
got a great idea. I heard about the Long Island Association of Commerce and Industry.
Yeah, that's on Long Island big.
Okay, and I went to a meeting, and I heard about an ambassador program. The ambassador program was that they would give you 10 CEOs to call, to contact, to meet in their office, and if you sold all 10, they'd give you another 10. I said to my boss, we've got to join the LIA. I've got to be on that committee. In fact, I'm going to join 3 committees. She said, what do you mean? I said, the sales committee,
Hospitality.
the sales committee. I want to give out the plaques to the CEOs when they become members, and I want retention. And the guys on the committee said to me, you know, you're in an office, okay? You're in the office all day. There's no way you can go out and meet all these CEOs. I said, did you ever hear of before work, lunchtime, and after work?
Networking.
And I really got involved in networking. I was really doing very well. And I belonged to so many organizations. I did their PR. I got them speakers. Eventually, I was working 11-hour days because I became a headhunter. And I did that for 20 years. And then one day I said, I don't want to work these long hours anymore. I see an ad in the paper for a senior recruiter at Goldham Bank, and that's where I want to work. And my friend said, "Are you kidding? You were a headhunter. You can't do that. They're not going to trust you." I said, "Well, I'm not going to steal people from, as a headhunter, you would go to a client. You'd find out what your client wants, and you'd go to one of their competitors.
Right, and
That is
steal them
not.
away.
That is not. And you do a little research on who you wanted, and then you'd go in with a ruse. And if it was an Italian name, I would go in with an Italian accent. My favorite was, "Who's calling?" Antonio Bianchi's office. They put me straight through.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of tricks to reaching CEOs.
And
Yeah.
I really enjoyed all the networking. I became the Ambassador Achiever of the Year from the LIA.
That's
all
a
these
big-
guys that said it
That's
wouldn't
not
happen.
easy. That's not easy
It
to get.
happened.
Well, congratulations on
thank
that.
you.
But you were also part of a show.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. For
My
a few
dad
minutes.
had a hemorrhagic stroke. That's a bleed in the brain. And the only symptoms that I knew about were swollen ankles. However, he had severe headaches, and he didn't want to worry me. So one day, I used to call him. My mom had passed, so I called 9 o'clock in the morning and 9 o'clock at night to check up on him. And on this particular day, I actually called at 5 to say, "My husband, Andrew, just bought me a cell phone. I could keep in touch with you more." And I know he didn't like that. And he didn't tell me he didn't feel well. And when I called at 9, I couldn't reach him. I had to get the super of his apartment to check on him, and he had already had the stroke. And we got him to the hospital, and then to a nursing home because he was paralyzed. And I wanted to give back. I had been in a lot of different organizations. Previously, I had when I was a Rotary president, I said I want to do a local, national, and international project. And then the local was fine. They kind of didn't want me to do the national, and I said, "I've got an international one I insist on doing. I want to go visit dentists and doctors and get used medical equipment and dental equipment and ship it to the Ukraine, to Peru, and to different places."
Well,
and
you
I
had
was
a
able
lot
to
of,
do that.
A lot to do
And
there.
and that first year, I raised $200,000. So I was very active in a lot of things, and I wanted to bring stroke awareness to people who didn't know about it and to know the signs. And I started to work for Renee Marie Language of Love Foundation, and she also had a TV show, podcast, Renee Marie Stroke of Luck. And she liked my background. I was doing public relations, all her press. And then I was booking all her speakers, and I was co-host.
That had to be fun.
And also executive producer of the telethons. Okay,
You were one
there was
busy
one person
lady.
above that was doing strictly the telethons, but I was doing a lot of it too, and it got really hectic. I did it for 10 years. I enjoyed it very much. I feel I helped a lot of people. I reached people all over the world, including Australia, all over the United States, Canada, everywhere. And some of these people are still friends of mine.
That's terrific.
Lovely.
Okay, and I feel that I really made a big difference. And recently I did retire because it was time.
Well, there comes a point in your life where, it's time for a change.
Yes.
And we tell people that all the time. And we usually say, do something different. But eventually you wind up doing something the same, but in a different industry. That's what happened to me.
Yes.
I was in tech for corporate my whole life. And then wound up doing this and with books. And I never really was an author, but I worked in a newspaper where I watched reporters write 24/7. So I learned a lot when I was there, but they wouldn't let me write because I was a woman. Back then, it was different.
You're right.
But, you'd go into a news meeting, you'd raise your hand, and you'd say, I have a story. All
That's
these,
not right.
the subscribers won't want to read it, and the sponsors definitely won't pay for that. And that's how it was then. It's not like that now.
Of course not. And I
So-
started writing different subjects down and a paragraph or two about it. And now I've got more time and I'm going to work on it. I also want to mention that when my husband retired, he told me every day is going to be Saturday or Sunday. And I said, I don't think so. And I got him involved in the Rotary, the Elks, the Historical Society, his retirement club, which I got involved with also. And I shoved him into being an Elvis impersonator.
That's really something. I saw his
And
ad.
he had done parties, and I had taped some of it. And I went to a woman who was booking people, and she didn't want to see me at first. And finally she saw me. I'm only going to give you 2 minutes. I said, okay. She took me into her office, opened the drawer and said, I have all these Elvises, and none of them sound like him. I said, 2 minutes and I will show you. And I went with Andrew, and he sang without any background music. She said, we'll go to my music room. In the music room, she wanted to hear a few more songs. Then he has the original background music without the voice. Then she said, tell me about Elvis in an Elvis voice. I want to hear it like it's Elvis. And he does that. And he knows every detail about Elvis.
That's terrific. So now
And
you
so
have
now-
your
That's
husband.
also, I'm
put in a
very busy
business.
still doing that.
That's great. Well, I noticed when I left a message on your machine, it said, oh, Elvis is not here at the moment. I'm like, what did I call? So that's great. So you're on Facebook if people want to
Yes.
reach you, have questions and
Yes,
things like.
Facebook, Judy Morla.
Thank you, Judy. So what do you guys think of this lady? Is she amazing?
She's very amazing.
That's pretty awesome work.
Yes, definitely.
How do you spell your last name? Because they may want to know.
Marlowe.
So
I
we're
like
glad that
I like when you said that you volunteer a lot.
Yes,
and
that's a big
that's
thing.
clear from your bio.
You know
it's very
where I got
important.
that from? I saw when I was 14, my dad was very active in Rotary, and I used to go to events and I saw things happening, and I wanted, when I was working in the city, I was involved in personnel meetings and things, but when he had the stroke, I had to quit my job and take a temporary job. You know what I did? I sold motivational books and tapes at seminars. And I spent 6 hours a day, every day, for 3 years and 3 months, taking care of him. And he said to me, you would make a great Rotarian. You've done everything else.
So
Go for it. And I not only was president of my Rotary Club, I was an assistant district governor
That's
for
pretty
3
big.
different.
That's pretty big. Well,
I'm
the
very proud
Breakfast
of
Club
that.
is part of the Kiwanis, and Susan is vice president. I'm the
Oh.
vice president, and Jenny, one of the other gals, a volunteer. She's the president. So we know all about that. It's fun. Are you guys involved in any of those
Have
kind
you
of
ever
clubs?
been to an opera?
Well, we
Once,
next
I
week-
was very young. I was in my early 20s. And I was on a date with someone I didn't really know well. And he took me to the city to an opera.
Which opera? Do you remember?
I don't recall anymore.
What language?
But I didn't understand any of it. Okay. And I turned and said to him,
I'll never go back.
I said, that was a really nice song. He said, they're not songs, they're arias.
Yeah.
Okay, and he was very turned off that I had never been to an
Well,
opera.
because he was educated.
Yes.
But now, Isabella,
But-
do you get involved with the clubs at all?
Well, I'm trying to think of the clubs. I know that the Northport Historical Society has an event, and some of our singers are going to be singing Christmas carols. I know one of our singers, and with Kimberly as well. Remember what was it called? The Concert of Gratitude that took
Oh.
place at the Northport Engelman Theater.
That's a great
Yeah,
deal.
oh, I love that theater.
The place
We
was
went there
packed.
last
It was
month.
packed.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, we have a clip, right?
We have a little clip from Country Point.
Okay.
Country Point
Bobby, do we have
concert,
that
yes.
clip available? Okay, we're going to show the clip.
Okay, this
Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. Did you enjoy Opera Night? Thank you to Country Point and Los Kyoto for bringing this fantastic Opera Night cast to the ballroom at Country Point. Now, allow me to introduce you to our singers. Danielle Davis, please come up. Darlene Bennett, Jessica Stolzer-Bender, Kimberly Iannuzzi, Arthur Lai, Ariana Lohlein. And these are your singers for this evening. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Please join us at 10 at 7:30 at Central on Main Street, Northport. Celebrating Christmas in the streets of Paris in the 1830s, Giacomo Puccini's La Bohème. Many of you will be very familiar with the next selection, the Act 2 aria Quando men vo. The characters Musetta and Marcello have had a very tumultuous relationship. Musetta, Marcello's former sweetheart, arrives at a tavern with her rich and elderly admirer, Alcindoro, whom she is tormenting. It is clear she is tired of him, to the delight of the Parisian crowds celebrating on a cold winter evening and the embarrassment of her patron. She sings a risque song, Musetta's Waltz, Quando men vo, when I go along, hoping to reclaim Marcello's attention and spark his jealousy. She does. Of course she does. She is Musetta. So Danielle Davis is our Musetta this evening. Quando men vo. Danielle. Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Really, she had some wide angle there when she was
Not
singing.
everyone could sing like
No,
that.
I can imagine.
Really. You have to
I
be
can't
born,
sing a
I
tune at
know.
all.
And I like the way she showed her emotions when she was singing.
So I'd like to bring that clip back up, Bobby, of our sponsor today, and his name is Claudio Pereira from Mia's in Valley Stream. And he just took the restaurant over there on 31 Rockaway Avenue in Valley Stream. They have bands and they have happy hour. They have DJs every weekend from now, probably till New Year's. And now's the time for people to start going out because everyone's going to be out now because it's Christmas.
Celebrating, yeah.
Wearing red, wearing glitter. The new thing is glitter. Everybody, everywhere you go, you have glitter on. You have glitter on. I mean, everybody wears glitter or fur or something. And we have some people in the audience today that look beautiful, red and black. And she doesn't like compliments, this girl. I'm telling you. I've been complimenting her since she came in. She looks terrific. And Susan has the bling jewelry on,
Yes.
looking beautiful. And we like it.
Let's applaud our audience.
Yeah. We have a festive group today. And, you
And
know,
everybody wore red.
now is the time, you know, it's Christmas, it's the time to do some nice things for people. So take your friend over to see Claudio. Tell Claudio you saw it on the Breakfast Club. Tell him you heard about all the new things they're having there. There is even lunch now. They were never open for lunch. And they have special drinks now also. So at the happy hour you can get holiday drinks. Let's call it some kind of Christmas something, and you know those
Santa
glasses with all these peaches and all these red things coming out of the glasses. It's nice this time of year. One of my favorite things this time of year is Prosecco.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I like to put it in with some cranberry juice in a nice big tall glass.
My daughter's favorite drink. She
Yeah.
loves Prosecco.
And so you put it on your table in glasses with nice, you know, red plates. Looks so pretty.
I've been getting advertisements from Mia's recently. And I
You
think,
have?
Yeah. And I'm
Right.
thinking, you know, I really should make it a point to go over there.
Yes, and I think we're going to try, Susan and I are going to try to plan something like we did last year.
Yeah.
You came last year. For a bunch of us to go on a Friday night probably or a Saturday, I'm not sure. And when we go, we take over, as you know. Because when we go, we go as a club on the show, and people can kind of catch on. And I sell
we
my
have fun.
book, and we do all kinds of things.
Now we have fun.
Yeah, so, but we are attached to a lot of performers now, and you are one of our favorites.
Oh,
And,
thank you.
We have Sinatra singers, and we have some slides up there, Bobby. We can show up. We have, let's see, who do we have next? We have Bob D'Amato, who is a wonderful singer.
He is.
Oh, you know him?
Yes, I saw him last night.
Oh, where?
The Meadow Club.
Oh,
And,
yes,
we
out on
went-
the island.
Yes, in Port Jeff. And he was marvelous.
Yes,
He
and
really
Bob
was.
and I went to high school together.
Oh,
With Flora
I
Parkers.
didn't know that.
Laurel Parkers. But Bob sings on our show all the time. He sang on our Thanksgiving show, and he sings on our Valentine's show. And if anyone knows a deserving couple, we pick a couple at Valentine's Day to be on the show and get treated very nicely.
Oh,
So that's
so
coming up
nice.
soon, before you know it. But they have to volunteer a lot. That's the thing. No, I believe in that. If they're volunteers, they deserve
I
something
know.
special.
I agree.
Because volunteers never get the recognition. They
Oh,
get the
could
feeling.
say that again.
They get the feeling in their heart. But the only thing about a volunteer that's great is no one will ever say anything bad to you because you're doing it for nothing.
Right.
But the recognition is nice
Right.
when you get from others.
Yes.
Then we have opera night, of course,
Coming
our
up
very
tomorrow,
favorite,
just
tomorrow
tomorrow.
night. What do they need to do to go? Just
7:30 at night.
Just show, 7:30. Just show up. Come
Admission
to
is
Northport, have dinner.
$10.
That's the best thing
Northport
to
is
do.
great this
Come
time of year.
early, have dinner in Northport. There's a number of restaurants there.
Right down the block.
Right down the
Yeah.
block, exactly. It's all in walking. We're just directly next to the Engelman Theater.
Yes, which is beautiful
Yeah.
also.
So then you'll park and come early if you want a good seat.
Okay.
And the evening's over. I'd say about 9:30. We have a reception afterwards.
You have nice
Meet
cookies
the-
and-
yes,
right.
cookies and coffee, and you get to speak
Talk
with
to a lot of people. It's
yeah,
good networking.
exactly.
Good
A lot
fellowship.
of networking takes place.
Yeah.
And you get to speak to the performers.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
It's really
And they
nice.
love when you take their pictures and all that. And we have something else up there, I think. What's it called? Anything else, Bobby, or are we done? Ah, Nick's holiday lights. You don't want to put your lights up? Call Nick. That's my nephew.
Oh.
And he does a great job. He even takes your lights home with him, stores it, and they bring them back next Christmas.
How about that?
And he's terrific as well. I think we have also Eddie Sessa. He's singing tonight. If anybody wants to join us, we're going to the Polo Lounge at Westbury Manor tonight. We love it there. We go once in a while after a show. So because we only have 2 more shows before Christmas, we'll be going there tonight. And we also always work with the Pellegrinos. They're having the Jingle Bell Ball on Thursday night, December 19th. And that's out on the island. Also,
Yeah.
Windows on the Lake. There they are.
We go over there
You know
very
them?
often.
You know
very
Anthony and
well.
Ellen?
Yes.
Oh, we love
All
them.
my clubs,
come on.
my women's club, the Rotary, everybody goes there.
Well, they're wonderful people. They'll be here for Christmas. They were here for Thanksgiving. And they bring all kinds of great cheeses when they come. And she is an amazing lady.
She
We
is.
really adore her. We really do. And of course, everybody should remember Tuesday is Christmas Eve. So the day before Tuesday, Christmas Eve, we're doing a little grab bag, $5 gift cards for a family that really is having a bad time right now. One family, that's all I do this year. When we do these gift things for the poor, it turns into so many packages for kids and all that. And I can't physically do it anymore. We drive around, deliver
Yeah.
gifts. So we're doing $5 gift cards for whatever, the food store, the Genevieve's, anything, any kind of drugstore, because when people are that bad off, the gifts they're gonna get somehow. The kids are gonna get the toy,
Right.
but it's
They
the
need the
meals,
food.
it's everything else. And if you watch the news today, everything's up. The food is all up, and it's very hard to make ends meet.
Right.
So, before the end of the show, I'd like, Steve, why don't you give someone some advice? It's the holiday season. What should people be doing?
What should people be doing for the holidays? Volunteering.
There you go. That's my big thing,
Help
too.
people out. This time of year, it's even more special because people tend to be alone,
Yes.
or, well, they can be certainly depressed.
That's a big
You
thing.
can make a difference. I'm very blessed that I work at visiting nurse as a volunteer for Hospice House in East
That's a
Northport.
tough one.
End of life care, and you would be surprised to come in and join a family that's seated, that has a loved one that's there, and make a difference. You really
true.
can. It's so simple. A few kind words, a gentle handshake.
Very true.
That's all you need to do. So around the holiday time, I say volunteer.
I
Make a
like that
difference.
idea. Very good. Does anybody want a cookie to go home with? We always have food.
Oh, sure.
Everybody loves these butter cookies. They're always around at Christmas.
Thank you.
And we love to have food on the show always. Everybody gets a little gift. So that's yours.
Oh, thank you.
This is yours.
Thank you.
This is Bernadette's. But Steve, you're getting a special thing.
Oh,
Because I think he's the greatest.
What?
You're getting hand warmers
well,
for
thank
those
you.
cold nights and a face mask.
Yes, I need that.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
use that tomorrow. So if you come to opera night, you'll see me with my face mask.
We like to give
Thank you, Valentina.
You're gonna cover your handsome face.
That's okay. That's why she gave it to me.
Yeah, kind of, I just thought it'd be kind of cute.
It is.
He's just a ball of fun, always going for great things and doing great things. And we have something for you over there that doesn't want to be in pictures, okay? You got 2 little snowmen here for you in your little bag. So on that note, it's going to be a wrap in a minute, and usually somebody throws the ball, but not at my screen.
Not interested.
So pretty soon we'll be ready.
We're gonna throw it into the audience.
Yes, someone will catch it. And that is a wrap. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Happy holidays,
Happy
everyone.
holidays,
Merry
everyone.
Christmas.
Happy
And
and
thank
healthy
you, Valentina.
New Year.
Merry Christmas.
God
Keep
bless
the
you
smile
all.
going.
Yes.
Come and visit us tomorrow at 7:30.
Yeah, and you
St.
will love
Paul's
it.
United Methodist Church, Northport.
LongIslandOpera.org, right?
Opera.org.
Opera.org. I always get it wrong.
Well, because it's Long Island Opera Night, so you just forget the Opera Night.